Bir kişi. Şimdi sen
So we're here on the other side of the Bosphorus in Istanbul, and just behind me, tens of thousands of people are getting in some last-minute rallying for the CHP, the opposition party. Now everyone here is having a good time, they're playing music, they're selling things. We'll see what happens with that good time tomorrow during the elections. Before the elections, we met with members of Vote and Beyond, a citizen watchdog group that has tasked themselves with eliminating voter fraud in Turkey.
So this volunteer group is working at the selection day, and they are keeping the votes safe. Let's say this is the right word to do. Yeah, because the things that we heard before, like 4 years ago and before also, the parties, the political parties were cheating during the elections. So they were keeping the boxes and to another place, and they were changing the votes in it, or they are burning the votes that they didn't want, or they are putting their votes in it. So we heard lots of stories that happened before.
How many members of Vote and Beyond are there?
There are 33,000 volunteers, plus the lawyers for each school. I think it's around 1,000 something. So how will they cheat? There are ways of.
There are
ways.
every way. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
The devil's mind.
Every day we are having mails from the center of Vote and Beyond that how they can cheat. At the door, they are waiting. Okay, this is our vote. Okay, prepared vote, and it's voted on AKP. Take this, go in. Bring the empty one, put this one into the box. If you bring me the empty one, I will give it 300.
So it's guaranteed votes, and 300 lira is a lot. And
So,
if you have 6 people in your family, which is why he's saying 3 children, you know, that's really good money.
So how do you guys stop that?
Behind every ballot, we decide on the left corner that we will make a stamp, a school stamp,
or wherever you want, at
or
that
wherever
time,
you
randomly.
want. But a specific place that we will arrange at that time. So anything before mates will have a different stamp somewhere else. So by the time we open it up, we'll know which are the fake ones, and we'll just take them out and they will not be counted.
So you and your associates are a huge thorn in the AKP's side. They have to get past you if they want to cheat.
That's right.
Are you guys worried about threats or violence or anything?
We are.
Yeah, it can happen.
4 years ago, technology was not the same. Now almost everyone in Turkey has an iPhone, and everybody is obsessed with recording and sharing, and that's what the beautiful position of internet. That's why he's trying to close down YouTube and Twitter, because now whatever he does, we just post it, and the moment that something happens in far other city, I know it, and that's a big power. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. So it's the day of the elections here in Turkey, and because of the elections, daylight savings time was postponed, so we ended up getting down here an hour early like idiots. But we want to be here early because we want to see what Vote and Beyond has in store for election monitoring. So we're going to head down to a local school where a polling station is set up and see what happens. The voting started, but the principal of the school is not letting us in, so our friend is trying to get this sorted with the police. The police are telling us we've got to go to some election committee and get paperwork if we want to come in and film. This is the first we're hearing about it because it seems like no one really knows what you need to do to come in. It just feels like the guy doesn't want to let us in.
It says that media can get into the rooms even and take and record everything and use
Great.
it.
So Vote and Beyond just brought out paperwork and showed the principal that we are in fact allowed to go in and film, so they're finally letting us in. Let's go. It seems pretty crowded in here.
Yes, it is.
How are things going?
It's fine. We came here very late in the morning and we prepared everything, the boxes, and we count them and we checked everything is real or fake. So everything seems really cool and going smooth. And all our volunteers are working at the boxes, and it seems like everything is good now.
You haven't seen anybody trying to sell ballots yet?
No, not yet.
You think that'll happen?
I'm sure that will happen.
Every person who comes in here shows their ID. They sign on the line. The vote monitors have stamps on the ballots, so they know that they came from here and they're not pre-written. And then once you come in, you can go into the booth, write your ballot in secret, and then you cast one for your local government and one for the larger municipality.
Really?
It's very peaceful. It's very good.
So we just left the neighborhood of Topane, which is a cultural center. It's a bit wealthier, and we're told by people that it's contested in terms of the voting. So we want to check out a poor neighborhood, which is primarily Muslim, to see how the AKP handles their polling stations. Wow, it's much more crowded in here. So we're getting the same story here that we got at the last polling station, but this time it's a little different. As soon as we get here, we're told that we can't film here, we're not allowed, but our film crew goes in, talks to the principal, talks to the police, shows them our paperwork and says the law actually says we can be here. But then the principal said to us that it's really violent. Already today, 2 fights have broken out between rival political parties. So we asked for a personal favor that we not film and that we leave. Yeah, can you introduce yourself, your name, and what you do?
My name is Ayşe Seren Akıner. Normally I'm a chef, cooking stuff, but today I'm volunteer in this building. I'm responsible of this building, basically. We are trying to protect votes for cheating.
How's it been going?
It's okay till now, but there are 32 rooms, 32 boxes, and we have 32 volunteers. But we try. We are not official. We are just volunteers.
Have you noticed any fraud or anyone trying to do anything shady?
Yeah, sometimes. For example, it's not allowed to talk to person who is voting during the vote process. And sometimes people are trying to talk. We saw people try to affect to the others. We saw that. Makes the place a little bit like tense.
All right, well, we're in Hacı Yusrev. This is a poor district. We're told that it's known for crime, drugs. The polling stations we've been to so far have been so ridiculously overpacked that it seems like the monitors are going to have a really hard time of trying to keep track of all the votes that are coming through. And at this school, we're told that the monitors are running back and forth between the rooms because there's not enough people here. Now we're hearing across the country reports of voter fraud, which means some of the monitors are still being able to do their job. But the question is now, are they going to be able to catch all of the fraud that's coming through? And will that be enough for the party that loses? Are they just going to say it was fraud anyway?
Biz gönülden bağlıyız. Canlı gönülden.
Just spoke to someone from the BDP, the Kurdish party, who had gotten into a fight upstairs with one of the monitors. Everyone's frantic. They eject him from the building. And we come and talk to him, and it's actually really sad. He's saying that his people are illiterate and they don't know how to stamp the ballots, and he's trying to show them. But the monitors come out and they're scared that he's trying to rig the election. He's trying to convince people who aren't smart enough to vote for the party he wants. So everybody's desperately trying to fight to make their country a better place, but they're so scared of this fraud that they're fighting against each other. It's definitely a good thing that the monitors are here to make sure there's no fraud and that everything's on the up and up. But then it's just sometimes these fights break out. It's kind of sad. We're just getting back from a few polling stations. As soon as we got back to Taksim Square, tons of riot police are here with vehicles I've never seen before. And they're lining up all on the west side of the square. Some people are saying that it's going to get intense. Some people are saying no one will protest. The police are certainly ready for it, so only time will tell. So we've finally been able to talk our way into the polling station to see the votes being counted, and already we can smell burning paper because some of the votes that are no good are getting burnt up. But now we're going to go see what's going on. After all of the votes are counted and verified at the polls, they get driven to an election center where they're dropped off, and then they can be officially reported. Once that happens, all we can do is sit back and watch the numbers come in on the TV. We're a few hours in watching the elections get counted now, and it looks like the AKP has the clear majority in the general elections. But it's too early to tell if Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir are going to go one way or the other. And those are the big cities that they have to win. Watching TV seems like same old, like any election you'd watch in the US. It's kind of weird watching the elections because it's so calm. After we just came from the polling stations where conflict was breaking out. In the east, we've heard that people have been attacked. There's 9 deaths reported so far, hundreds of arrests. And this is happening all across the country. Then you watch the TV and it's same old, same old. So it's the morning after the municipal elections here in Turkey, and the night has passed peacefully. The police have left Taksim Square peacefully, and according to the local news outlet Hürriyet, the AKP has won the general election. But they've also won 2 of the most important cities in Turkey, Istanbul and Ankara. Now, although the opposition lost, out of 52 million eligible voters, 92% came out to vote. So it definitely seems like the people of Turkey are waking up and getting active in politics. At the same time, that's a large amount of people to come out for change and not get it. So even though we see the streets calm and peaceful, it doesn't mean we're not going to see protests happen in the coming days, weeks, or even months.